Welcome to Dandyland. In here we understand your friends who laugh away. We're all happy and gay. Talk to community. It's the place we all want to be. Welcome to Dandyland.
Oh, hello, darling. You've caught me doing one of my favorite pastimes, sitting. I'm Dandy, but you know that. You're in my house. Don't worry, darling. I don't think that's creepy or rude at all to just drop by unannounced. Because you're the Lavender Society, which means you're a homosexual. Oh, you're not wearing your signature lavender sprig, darling. This is how we identify members of the Lavender Society. Not to worry, I've got one right here for you. Let me just prick it onto your chest. I like your shirt. Oh, you pricked me back. There, now you look lovely. Oh. Oh, thank you, Steward. That's my steward. Her name's Steward. She's our resident lesbian amphibian. Now, not all lesbians are amphibians, but all amphibians are lesbians.
Correct. Greetings, fellow homosexuals. Oh.
Ding dong! Hi, Stuart!
Hello, mailman.
It's actually mailman. You'll get it one day.
That's what I said.
Oh, aren't you just so cute? I just want to tickle you. Tickle, 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 tickle. Ow, ow, ow.
Mailman! Just the person I was setting to see.
Dandy, and you're the person I've been setting to see all day. Guess what I have?
Is it
The
my
updated identity card.
Well, I've recently applied to have my identity papers amended.
Wow, you're the first person in Dandyland to put your gender as non-specified.
I've also non-specified my name, date of birth, and address as well. I've always described myself as undescribable, and now this can reflect that.
That's confusing to me.
And how? Well, it doesn't matter if you understand it, darling. You just need to respect it.
You're so right.
Today on Dandyland, we talk to members of the Lavender Society about their identity, how the journey is personal, can be exciting, and ever-evolving. Huzzah!
Now that I had my identity card, I wanted to go out into the world. And the first place I stopped was QMUNITY, a local LGBT resource center.
My name is Sid Gill, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm the fundraising coordinator here at QMUNITY. I came out as a trans woman during the pandemic, but I got to really figure out who I was before I went kind of back into the world. The reason I actually know about QMUNITY is because during that time I did the thing where I was like, trans, Vancouver, what do?
How
exists. QMUNITY started 45 years ago, and it was really a space for queer folk to support each other, celebrate each other, and do community building and advocacy. And those sort of roots of the organization are still what we do today, where we do programs like free counseling, we have youth drop-ins, we have seniors drop-ins. I think the thing that we're starting to notice is that trans folks are accessing our services at rates that we've never seen across the board, but it's been so astronomical. And the thing we're hearing from folks is with the anti-trans rhetoric that's happening, trans folks aren't feeling safe, they're not feeling supported. And something that feels extremely important to me is our trans ID clinics. So people can come in here, meet completely free with a lawyer, change all their government documents, because being trans is dealing with a million hurdles and gatekeepers, and we try to provide services that reduce the stress. You might not understand why people use they, them pronouns, but just use them. I think, and this is across the board, not just for trans people, which is, I think, a key point. For all people, pronouns are a reference to something, and it's something that feels very tied intrinsically to who you are, right? So getting misgendered is this weird thing where you're like, A, confused, because you're like, that's not who I am. Like, it just it feels so wrong. And B, for a lot of trans people who put so much time into their figuring out who they are. Getting misgendered is like a total disregard of who they are and what they've done and what they've been through. And it's such a little thing, right? Pronouns are like, they're small little words but the hyperfixation on them, like that's where all the meaning is so, it's so silly. Silly is the nice way I'll put it. Like people will misgender a pet and they'll hear the right pronoun and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And they'll never get it wrong. Like I've never heard someone like misgender a dog and then do it again. Like they get it right away. But with people, it's like this, oof, we could never. Someone corrects you, don't make a big deal of it. Just remember, if you say it wrong, correct yourself. We can't fully understand anyone's life or their background, and like to think that you need to deeply understand everyone's life journey to give them the basic respect of getting their pronoun right is silly. You do it because people ask, and you should care enough for people to do what they ask of you.
Today's episode is brought to you by the letter G.
After talking to Sid, I began to wonder about more different identities than mine own. So I went home to diligently do some research.
Computer darling, what is 2S LGBTQQIAA+ mean?
That is an acronym for two-spirited, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, asexual, ally, and that plus just recognizes that there are limitless sexual orientations and gender identities. I thought that you would know that, seeing as how all of the members of the Lavender Society take part.
Oh, well, speak of the rascals. Hello, darlings. I was just talking with my computer. Computer, they're non-binary.
You can always ask me anything.
Well, I will. First of all, computer, what is non-binary?
Non-binary describes a person who, well, doesn't fit into the binary. This person might not identify exclusively as a man or a woman. They might instead identify as being both a man and a woman, somewhere in between, or say, to hell with it, and fall completely outside of these categories.
Can I be honest about something, computer? Well, forgive me, but I thought all computers had to be binary. That's sort of the whole thing. But I think the lesson here is that we must respect somebody, no matter if we understand it or not.
I agree with that, Dandy. I don't always understand you, but I sure do love you. I wish all people felt that way. Just today, Chad was misgendering me in a way that, after much calculation, I identified was purposeful.
Chad, the dormouse?
Yes, indeed, Dandy.
Well, that dormouse. Chad's our dormouse that lives just behind the mouse store. He identifies as an ignoramus. He's ignorant. You know what? I'm gonna talk to Chad. How's that?
Okay, Dandy.
Oh, hello, darling. Now, darling, thank you for having me here at Out on Shelves. Well, and we're old friends, so
Of course.
I know you well. But for any of the viewers at home, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Kira. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm a coordinator here at Out on the Shelves Library.
So what is a library?
I guess it can be a collection of anything, traditionally books, but, you know, there's lots of other kinds of libraries as well.
Mostly books, though.
Mostly books,
Why don't they call it a bookery?
because library, liber, comes from the Latin for books.
The what?
Latin for books.
Latin for books. So tell me a bit about the initiative behind Out on Shelves.
So Out on the Shelf started in 1983, and it was sort of a collective of friends.
83?
Yes,
You
it's
don't,
our...
you don't look very old.
Secretly, I am 70,000 years old.
You know what? Same.
I think it was a collection of friends who wanted to see more representation in reading, and there was quite a diverse collection of LGBT literature that had been sort of independently published. Often, like, queer narratives are overlooked in major libraries, and that can just be because, particularly in public libraries, there's just never enough time, funding, staff, or resources to put the work in. Where with us, because we only collect things with queer content or by a queer author, it's all queer. So anything that you get out of here is going to be queer, if that's what you're looking for.
So there's not even a single straight book in here?
Hopefully not. Oh, God.
Yeah, that one's definitely for lesbians. It's
Yes.
called Dyke Life.
Yes, it is in the identity section. So.
Oh, well,
yeah.
speaking of identity, how would you describe your identity?
So I would identify as an asexual bisexual.
An asexual bisexual?
An AB, I guess.
An AB?
Or
That's AB, baby.
Yes.
What advice would you give to somebody looking to start reading?
Just in general?
Yeah, like, how do you read?
You may want to take some introductory language classes.
Do you have anything like that here?
Uh,
How do people find you here out on the shelves?
So you can find us on Instagram, and we actually have a video of how to literally get to us because we know it's difficult to find us here.
Do you let straight people use your library?
Yes. We don't ask about orientation.
You do, well, you asked me when I came in.
Don't put words in my mouth.
It's the way I was dressed, I wanted you to know. Let's assume I have read, and I can read. We'll just make that assumption. And then I show up to the library here. Where would you direct me to start, do you think?
In a fortunate turn of events, the first step was getting a gay library card. My second gay card of the day.
There you are.
Darling. Oh. Well, bye-bye. Chad the Dormouse has been living in Dandyland Manor since its previous tenants, when it was an orphanage. He's small-minded in more ways than one, but he helps me practice my tolerance. Hello, darling. I hope I'm not interrupting anything important in there. All right. I just wanted to come by and ask you if you'd be a little more mindful about computers' pronouns. They prefer to use they, them pronouns. All right, darling, there's no need for that sort of language, dear. It's just a matter of respect. Well, you know what? Maybe it's just a practice thing. To get used to it, why don't we practice our own pronouns? Hi, I'm Dandy, and I use he, him pronouns. Now you go. Okay, well, no need for the language, darling. Well, I think the same of you. Darlings, you know what? This isn't up to you, dear. Let's stop there. Why don't we go out into the public and take the temperature on pronouns?
And now it's time for Dandy on the Street.
Darling, what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are he, him,
I don't mind they, them.
but when I'm in drag, I am she, her.
Your pronouns rather than against nouns.
Yes.
You know, in this world, we all identify as whatever. I mean, for me, it's about what makes you happy. You know, I've always been identified as a woman, more like a diva. It doesn't really matter to me. It's about what makes you happy. Life is too short to be in all of this in and out. And, you know, when you're happy, you're not into the negativity. So it's whatever makes you happy.
I identify as happy.
I use any and all pronouns.
My pronouns are she, her.
I use he, him pronouns.
I would always prefer she in drag and out of drag. Him maybe.
Him maybe?
Yeah.
Same.
He, him.
They, them pronouns.
I use he, him pronouns, which I really cling to because I want to redefine what masculinity is and can be. That I can be super gay and always wear nail polish and always dress like a Batman villain on his day off and still use he, him pronouns.
Computer, what is gay?
Gay is an emotional, romantic, or sexual attraction to members of the same gender. Men, women, and non-binary people may use this term to describe themselves.
Is everyone gay?
Why, yes! 25% of all adults identify as LGBTQIA+. That's what my scientifically backed research shows?
Well, that sounds like a yes to me. Sid, is everyone gay?
Is everyone gay? The amount of times people have told me they're not gay, and then they do gay.
They are, yeah, and then they do gay.
And then they do
and
gay.
then they are in fact gay. Most people that tell you they're not gay, unless directly asked, are usually gay.
And I like to do the thing where I assume everyone's gay until they tell me they're straight.
And then when you do, oh, that's completely fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
If I told you, let's role play.
Okay, sure.
So, I'm not gay.
I still love and accept and support you and your life choices and whatever lifestyle you want to live.
Undergraduates are all gay.
I would like to believe that in my
Yeah,
heart.
percentage-wise, do you think? Out of 100.
Out of 100, probably
200%.
Yeah, sure,
200%.
200%.
Yeah. So not only are they not just not bisexual, they're double gay.
They're double gay, yes.